Guess where we are? Another great day for golf in Newfoundland.
True.
Oh.
This is the 10 Minutes with Andrew podcast. And now, here's Andrew.
We feel with time and the talent that's on the team that we can, you certainly see righting this ship. It does take time, and it hasn't happened soon enough, and it needs to start. We do believe in the changes and adjustment and feel like we have the time and the talent for that to correct. But as I said from the start, we feel that there's enough talent for us to scoring more runs. We have time, but it needs to start to change. That we believe in this talent, we believe in there is time left, and we have talent and time to score more runs, and we need to start winning more games.
Welcome back to 10 Minutes with Andrew. I am, of course, Andrew, and I'm again joined by Mark Chansey. Welcome back to the show.
We are literally right off the golf course.
We are.
Literally. You actually changed.
I did change.
I didn't know we had time for that. I was told, get right to production. So I went to wardrobe, didn't do a thing. Didn't even do my makeup today.
I changed.
Literally right off the golf course. And you saw some footage starting out the show of us at Ballyhaley on the North Course this morning. We only played 9. How'd you play?
No, not bad.
That was your second outing of the year. That was my first.
Yep.
I was overall okay. I hit the driver pretty good. I was putting well.
Yeah?
But I learned there's still a few bad shots in there.
Still a few bad.
But early only.
That's golf.
We played with a couple of fellas. One was with the Leafs organization.
He was.
And I'll bring that up a little later when I surprise you with something else.
Oh, all right.
Right? So we are three subscribers away from 2,000. So we're going to put the celebrations on hold for this week. But next week, or probably during our Would You Rather game, middle of the week, we'll be doing our 2,000 subscriber celebration.
2,000 subscribers.
Right? Yep. What do you think of that?
I hope we can get there by the Would You Rather game in the week.
Okay, well, that's it for now. What are we doing today, my son?
Well, today...
Yeah?
We're going back to Blue Jay talk.
Blue Jay talk.
And
today's theme is...
And as you heard...
Time
in the
and
talent. And as you heard in the intro...
Yeah.
Ross Atkins, of course, believes in time and talent.
Mm-hmm. Says we have lots of it.
He does say we have lots of it, but Blue Jay fans do not.
Right.
And
so we are going to be the voice of the Blue Jay fans.
We're going to be the
today.
voice of the Blue Jay fans.
Before.
You told me to get into it.
I know, we will. Hang on. One of the viewers left a comment, want to know our picks for the Stanley Cup final.
Who goes first?
Now, we have a bit of an insight because game 1 was last night.
And Florida won
3-zip. Doesn't change who I thought was going to win. I was picking Florida all along. I think this is their year. They are a dynamite hockey team. And Bobrovsky was dynamite. Skinner was not. Again, with an 887 save percentage or something. Not going to win a Stanley Cup with that 887 save percentage. 17, 18 shots.
I'm picking Florida too.
Yeah, so there you go. Picks are in. It's Florida all the way. We're anti-Canadian, are we?
Yeah, I mean...
So, go ahead.
When you're a Leafs fan, you're anti every other Canadian team.
Maybe. So let's rewind again. So what are we doing today, my son?
Well, today we're going to be the voice of the Blue Jay fans because we're going to read some tweets.
Oh, we're going to play a game.
We are.
All right, let's read some tweets. Boy, I tell you, the extra graphic work on this show is second to none.
It's second to none.
Who does all that?
You.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And
cheers to me.
Cheers to you. So Blue Jay fans are quite unhappy with the way things are going, and we are two very good examples of that. But on Twitter, there are many people who are complaining about Ross Atkins and the Blue Jays.
I'm not on Twitter.
No, neither am I.
I'm just angry off of Twitter.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
But I found a lot of these under the hashtag Fire Atkins.
Yeah.
I found some others under Fire Shapiro.
Yeah.
And then there's also a Fire Schneider hashtag on there.
But wait now. They've won one in a row against the Oakland Athletics. They pulverized them yesterday.
Kevin Gausman, first career shutout.
Yeah, complete game shutout for Kevin Gausman. Good for him.
Good for him.
But don't get excited. It was just over 3 weeks ago that Atkins stood in front of the cameras, and we had a lot of those clips that brought us in on this show and talked about the time and the talent that we have to turn it all around. So at that day, they were 4 games under 500.
Yeah.
The next 3 weeks, they had their steady diet of the worst teams in baseball, namely the Chicago White Sox,
Yeah.
the Detroit Tigers,
And the Pittsburgh
Pirates, and now the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
So this morning, with that win yesterday, they are 2 games under 500. So I'm not seeing a big turnaround, and you go from here.
Yeah, so, I mean, Blue Jay fans are unhappy. But before we read the tweets, I want to bring one thing up. I have a question here.
For who?
For you.
I wasn't aware of
And
this.
for the viewers.
You can try to make me look dumb?
No.
Or dumber?
No.
Okay.
So, this is the question, and it's kind of a hard one for me, but let's see what you think, so, and what the viewers think. Is John Schneider worse than Charlie Montoyo?
Manager-wise?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Neither do I.
No, I think they're both bad.
Yeah, me too.
But Montoyo was kind of a placeholder until Vladdy and Bo and the core
Yeah, but I just... there's
matured.
The similarities between Montoyo and Schneider are just like they just baby the team. Like that's the biggest thing. So I don't think he's as bad as Montoyo yet. But if he stays here any longer, which I'm sure he'll be here to the end of the season, because Ross Atkins said he's not considering a managerial change because he's listening. He thinks John Schneider is a good manager, but I think he's just good at listening to Ross Atkins and his analytics department because I think Ross Atkins makes a lot of the decisions.
Before you get into the angry tweets, right?
Right.
So some moves made this last week.
Yeah.
Biggio is DFA'd.
DFA'd.
And they're bringing up Spencer Horowitz.
Yeah.
I guess that'll be the fix.
I suppose. I mean,
Insert laughter here. Before that, they took Vladdy Guerrero Jr., and now he plays third base. You know why they did that?
because they want to get Vogel back in the lineup.
Can you imagine making moves to try to get Vogel back into the lineup? Like, how desperate have things become?
Stupid.
And my other question when I heard that Biggio was being DFA'd, it must have been a hard decision to try to figure out who to DFA.
Probably, because everyone's playing so
Because
poorly.
almost everybody could have been DFA'd.
Yeah.
Now, Biggio, I've always said I don't know that he's gotten the full opportunity to show what he can do. He's
Yeah,
only played in half the games this year, and it's hard to be a Major League Baseball player when you don't get to play all the time.
Yeah, if he played more games, I think he'd be better than what he is.
So we'll see what happens with Biggio. He may end up moving on somewhere else and be a 300 hitter. Who knows? I don't know.
see.
All right, let's get going.
All right, for the first tweet,
The first tweet.
we can do drum roll?
I wasn't prepared for that, but we'll get it on the next one.
All right, that's all right. So the first tweet says, hashtag Blue Jays, hashtag Fire Atkins, hashtag Fire Shapiro. That's a good start.
All right.
These two may be good business people in some situation, but neither of them have a clue what it takes to succeed in baseball. What the fans say may not matter, but the body of work over 9 years does. This team is far worse off now.
I'm going to give that
Agreed.
the right.
Yep.
That wasn't the one I meant to hit, but it worked.
It works.
Far worse off now. Absolutely 100% far worse off now. We were heading the right way under Anthopoulos.
We were 100%.
People talked back then that he was raiding all the cupboards and we didn't have anything left on the farm. Well, where are we now?
That's true.
We have nothing left on the farm. We have no cupboards to raid. This was all Ross Atkins doing. And we're 2 games under 500 on June the 9th.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous, man. I think another thing, too, Anthopoulos has a big contract over in Atlanta now. He got an 11-year extension as the president over there.
Don't even bring it up.
I won't bring it up.
Don't even bring it up. So that was tweet number 1. You got anything else to say?
No?
Oh. So
Tweet number 2?
Tweet number 2? All right.
There's 6 of them.
Ha! I found the drum roll.
We got 6 of them.
6. All right, let's go.
Both Ross and Mark have set this franchise back 10 years with their moves or lack thereof. This team is nowhere close to competing for anything of importance. Hashtag Fire Atkins, Fire Shapiro, and they also put Rogers in there as well.
Yeah, I guess we're trying to get people at Rogers to pay attention to how upset we are as fans.
I guess so.
100% again, I agree. You want to hear the right ding?
Yeah, I do.
There you go. That's the one
There
I
we
meant
go.
to hit.
There we go.
Last year, 89 wins struggled their way into the third wild card spot, only because MLB expanded their playoff format.
That's true.
Did the Blue Jays get in?
Yeah.
When's the last time they won a playoff game?
2016.
Yes. So thank you, Mark and Ross. You've built a winner. And it only looks good from here because we got a steady diet of the Yankees coming up, right? The Milwaukee Brewers.
The Brewers.
We haven't played a team with a 500 record in the last 3 weeks.
Wait till we play the Dodgers again.
That's not true. We played Baltimore when we split with Baltimore. You wouldn't know we
I'm
won the World
shocked we
Series.
split with Baltimore.
But we're gonna find out where we are at the end of June. We have a steady diet of Brewers, Red Sox, and Yankees coming up.
Yeah,
so
Red Sox, yeah.
we'll see.
Ready for the next tweet? Tweet number 3?
I am ready for tweet numero 3.
French.
Oui.
This is actually really good. I agree with this. These two are so lucky. When you think it's time for them to go, then the team wins 2 or 3 games of 4 or 5 and saves the job of these guys. The sad thing is that it's a cycle, so we'll never see these two go, right?
Yep.
That's 100% true.
That's totally what's happening.
Every time everyone wants them to be fired, they win 2 or 3 games, and they lose 4 or 5, and then they win 2 or 3.
I don't know if there's a move being made ever. I mean, if they had lost yesterday, they would have lost the first 2 to Oakland with the chance to be swept by the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that does anything.
I don't think so.
Because for now, their big move is Spencer.
But I mean, they got to fire him if they don't make the playoffs this year, right? They have to.
Something's got to happen.
They have to.
But, there's time and there's talent.
There is time and talent.
Time and talent on this team.
Time and talent on the team.
Time is running out, and not sure if we had any talent to run out.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know about that.
The team is better when Vladdy goes, but again, he's hitting the cover off the ball with his average, but not producing any runs, and he's not being driven home. So the struggle is real, and it continues.
That's true.
So we're up to
Tweet number 4.
tweet numero 4. Le Français, hein?
La Français.
Vive le Français!
Remember when Shapiro and Atkins blamed Anthopoulos for selling the farm to put together a competitor? It's been 8 years of Shapiro and Atkins, and now we have neither a farm nor a competitor. But heart darn, we have drink cups.
We kind of just said the exact same thing.
We did.
It was Anthopoulos that they were public about saying he was giving away the future.
Yeah, also this is a family show, so I had to say darn.
Oh, it wasn't darn?
No, but I had to say it's a family show.
Okay. Yeah, I totally agree. So far, I can't disagree with any of these. Usually you get like a twitty that I don't agree with.
No.
But I agree with all these so far.
Yeah?
And I think the next one, I even have some video to show and a comment on that. I'm going to disagree with the next one. Are you ready for number
All right.
5?
All right.
Hang on. Drum roll.
Yeah.
All right.
La Français.
I said 5.
Yeah.
Oui. You're up.
Shapiro and Atkins are good at marketing and promotions. Bobbleheads, shirts, hats, loony hot dogs, expensive renovations, bravo. As for running a baseball team, which this is all about, these two carnival barkers F the fans with their incompetence. Shame on Rogers.
Okay, I agree with most of that.
Yeah.
The marketing and promotions and the bobblehead shirts and hats and all that stuff. This brings me to my story and the little piece of secret video that you questioned.
All right.
So last September, myself and my wife, your stepmother, also known as
Yep.
went to Toronto
Yep.
for closing weekend.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays were in hot pursuit of a wild card spot.
They were indeed.
We thought that would be fun to go up there.
It was the Rays they were playing, right?
It was the Rays, and we were at the Friday night game and the Saturday game. They didn't clinch either of the times we were there, but they ended up clinching, I think, Saturday night when someone lost. They backed their way in. That's not the point.
Yeah.
Saturday was Fan Appreciation Weekend, right? And they were giving away a hoodie, right, to the first 15,000 fans. So I wasn't interested in the hoodie. Hadn't even thought about the hoodie. But we were staying out by the airport in Toronto, and we took an Uber to the game.
Right.
And because we were taking an Uber, I ordered the Uber pretty early because I thought we get stuck in traffic. We get down by the stadium, they're going to drop us a far way away. So we ended up getting down there without any traffic issues, and the Uber driver pretty much dropped us at the door of the Rogers Center.
All right.
So we're down there long before the gates open.
All right. So you're
Okay.
definitely one of the first 15,000.
We stood in line. So here's us standing in line. Get a look at, right?
Right.
Outside gate number 6, I don't know what's ahead of us. You can see gate 6. You can see the door.
Yeah.
We went in when the gates opened, a few minutes after they opened, walked in, gave our tickets, went through the turnstile. A few boxes, they're empty. This was supposed to be hoodie giveaway day to the first 15,000. Never even had a sniff. Now, I didn't want one. There they are. There's why I didn't want them.
Yeah, that's actually pretty.
I'm not a fashion guy.
That looks
but
ugly.
That is butt ugly, man.
That is very ugly.
So my question is, how many did you give away? Because you didn't give them to the first 15,000 fans.
No, you did not.
Question number 2 is, it's Fan Appreciation Weekend.
Right.
You're only appreciating the first 15,000 fans?
That's true.
And why are you only giving away 15,000?
That's true, yeah.
Can you not get 30,000 and make sure everybody gets one of these things?
Yeah.
There is no way we were not within the first 15,000 walking in there. Not a chance in heck.
So did anybody get one?
Oh, there were people wearing them.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt they gave a few away.
Or maybe they bought them in the shop.
But Fan Appreciation Weekend, waited in line, the doors opened, we were rushed right in and didn't get a sniff of their fan appreciation item, but they were only giving it to 15,000 fans anyway out of 45,000. Tightwad, maybe? They're just too cheap to buy them? Why 15,000? Order 30,000, order 40,000, and if you don't give them all away, give them to charity or do something with them.
Exactly.
But that was my long-winded story to say I don't agree with that tweet.
I mean, I understand it.
They are not good at marketing and promotions and bobbleheads and stuff like that. Fan Appreciation Weekend, we're going to appreciate the first 15,000 fans. Well, thank you, Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I dropped thousands of dollars to go up and see them that weekend, and I didn't feel very appreciated.
Nope.
And I should have known then they weren't going to do much in the playoffs because they weren't very good.
No.
Anyway.
And last year they backed in there. Like they only got in there because a team lost, and I think they had lost the game that they played that day.
That is correct.
Another team lost, and they were able to clinch a spot.
That is correct. So we are up to numero 6.
We are.
Or as they say in French,
The final tweet.
The final tweet. The final drum roll for number 6. Or as they say in French, 6.
Seriously, fire the entire front office. This is pathetic. 7th highest payroll in the MLB, and this team is playing like a bottom 5 team. Enough. And then it's fire Atkins, fire Shapiro, fire Schneider, and they tag the Blue Jays as well.
I again have to say, I
agree. And it's just like
there's nothing wrong or anything you can argue with. I hope more fans make their feelings known in other ways than Twitter, because it's easy for people to ignore Twitter.
That is definitely their payroll. I believe their payroll increased
That's a shocker.
a lot by when they signed Springer. I think was when their payroll kind of really increased.
They're paying him a ton, and they're paying Gosman a ton, and they're paying Barrios a ton.
And I think it was Ryu also, because I think he got like $20 million a year on a 4-year deal, which bumped up the payroll.
So the 7th highest payroll in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And they sit probably, 24th or 23rd in the overall?
Yeah.
Something isn't adding up here.
I'm assuming the Dodgers have the highest payroll.
Yeah. They're definitely gonna. They deferred everything.
Although deferred, yeah.
Yeah, I would put them
If
in
not
probably
Dodgers,
the
then probably-
Yankees, of
yeah,
course.
Yankees, yeah.
They'd be up there. The Red Sox are cheaping out, but they are a 500.
Phillies-
They are a 500 ball club right now. Surprisingly, the Red Sox, they're getting some good pitching.
Phillies have a high payroll with Bryce Harper and everything.
So do you have anything else? Because I do have one more thing.
That's all the tweets.
Where's the surprise you had for me?
I didn't have any.
You said you had a question. Or did you already ask it?
That was the question. Was Schneider worse than Montoya? That was the question. That was the question.
Well, I answered it. Good. So I have something to bring up, too, because we didn't bring this up last week.
All right.
So watch your monitor. I'm putting up a picture of Craig Berube and
Mitch Marner
meeting in the coffee shop
Meeting in the
week.
coffee shop.
That has Twitter gone crazy last week.
It did last week, and I'll just say something before you say anything. I just want to say a few things. So on Overdrive, which we talk about a lot, Hayes, Noodles, and the Old Dog, they had Chris Johnston on, and he said that he doesn't make much of it. It's just Mitch Marner's under Leafs contract. Berube wants to meet with him. He's not there yet. But my problem is what has come out over the past number of days in terms of the Leafs and a Marner potential trade, which we all know should happen. And one of the things that I really agree with was Steve Dangle. He has a podcast, and he said, how can you be face-to-face with the most obvious decision in the world every year, only to ignore it, walk by it, walk around the entire earth, and come right back to it the next year.
Well,
Because that's exactly what it is, and it's because it doesn't sound like it's going to happen because they can't make it work. That they plan on letting him walk to free agency, I think is the deal. They don't know if they're going to extend him.
that would be crazy.
And, but like there was a report that their biggest fear, they don't want it to turn into a Kadri trade where they get nothing for Kadri. That's a totally different situation. I don't know what you're talking about there,
Well,
but I just don't.
a few weeks ago, I said my fear was when they brought in the new coach.
Yeah,
All the smoke and mirrors, they were going to try to hope Leaf fans would forget, and that was the big change. It does seem like it's moving towards them trying to keep Mitch Marner.
yeah.
I hope not, because I am on record that if he's in the lineup come October, this guy ain't watching the Leafs. No. And we did play with a guy today on the golf course who was with the Leafs organization.
He did. He was. Yeah.
And we got to chatting about it. And he was around back. Remember, the Leafs came to Paradise for their training camp, and Marner wasn't signed. He was in negotiations then. He had some pretty interesting things to say about Mitch Marner himself as the player and how bad he is in the room and his agent. And I can tell you, after hearing this and discussing it with this fella that I was golfing with, I'm even less of a Mitch Marner fan than.
Yeah. But I mean,
And I didn't know that was possible.
agents aren't very good anyway. But I think that
I don't worry about the agent, but to hear the stuff about how Marner was and how he was in the room or is in the room, I don't know.
But Mitch Marner is in no position
You wouldn't think.
to criticize other players for their play. Yeah, sure, you get us to the playoffs. What do you do in the playoffs? Did you see that? Did you see that Toronto Sun magazine cover, The Invisible Man, and they had Marner's cutout? It was invisible.
Yeah, but some people thought
Marner.
that was a little too far.
No, it's not. That's Marner in the playoffs.
You're right,
You
Sid.
don't see him.
You're right. You're getting a bit hot over there, Andrew. I got to bring it back down.
Well, you did a couple weeks ago
I
with
know.
Ross Atkins.
That's
I'm
fine.
just doing it with the Leafs now. I'm turning into Sid.
I'm chill. That's where I am.
Well, I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing
Because
it for a long.
if you're going to get upset about the Toronto teams, you're going to be in bad shape because the Blue Jays are in a mess. The Leafs are potentially a mess if they screw up this offseason.
Leafs don't have much goaltending. They don't have any goaltending right now.
Yeah.
They don't have much defense. They don't.
They need the first chip to fall, and that needs to be Mitch Marner on the way out of Toronto. That's all I can say.
But if it's not Marner, it's got to be somebody. Who's it going to be? John? Morgan? Who's it going to be?
I would prefer Marner.
Yeah.
At least John shows up playoff time.
Yeah.
At least Marner shows up. Morgan shows up playoff time. There's one guy that hasn't shown up in the years he's been with Toronto.
Marner.
Mitch Marner.
And I mean, you're not touching Matthews and Nylander, so.
So that's it. Are you coming down now? You still hot?
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good now.
All right. We're going to have a nice, what do we have? A nice cup of tea and cool down?
We'll see. Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, while we edit this.
Might be a good idea
Yeah.
if we did that, hey? So let's, we haven't got to do anything now.
No,
Because we're not weighing in this week.
No, but next week we will.
Next week, we're back to the weigh-ins.
We will. We will be indeed.
And hopefully we'll have a few more rounds of golf to report.
Yeah.
If all goes well.
Weather looks good for the week, except for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention this was Spandau Ballet and my little
Oh, yeah.
jargon about another 80s band, but that's all right.
You couldn't hear a lot of it because of Ross Atkins.
That's true.
That's true.
So that's it.
That's it. So thank you for listening and watching this episode, 10 Minutes with Andrew. If you found us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe and comment. We'll be back next Sunday with the next episode.
All right. See you later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new content. You can also connect with us at andrewchansey.com.